You're invited to this online healing retreat, Activations for Soul Connection, with Gregory and Gail Hoag.
What we've been working with is sacred geometry, and we've researched and developed a number of different tools that are designed to create a higher connection so that instead of coming out from our personality and from our ego, we can operate, we can live our lives more from the framework of our soul. And in order to do that, we need to use all the different perceptions that we've been blessed with and be able to interact with so much of the energetic qualities that are in our universe. And so we've developed these tools, and then we've created activations that are audios that are specially encoded using a very incredible high-tech process that embeds the actual geometric frequencies that we're working with in our products. It embeds these energies into the audios so that people can reach a much deeper level as they're working in a meditative place. And so these activations are really short meditations, relaxations, and they're designed to help awaken different aspects of our lives. And the more you use this, it's like a practice. The more that you exercise, the more you meditate, it just keeps getting better and better. Our bodies, our beings get acclimated to it and can grow with what we're creating here for people.
There are so many things we've created in the technologies we have today that actually inhibit our connection. The things with the electromagnetic frequencies, things that are going on with the toxins in the environment, even our emotional state. When we get upset or when we get worried, we disconnect. And so what we've created with these tools and with the activations that carry the frequencies of the higher vibrational realm, it makes it not only easier, it makes it just like a 4-lane highway that you can easily find the energy flowing from higher dimensions. It clears a pathway. So the other things that have traditionally bothered us in the past no longer have that hold, no longer have that bother. And thus, when you work with this, you start to wake up to a whole other dimension of yourself, an aspect where intuition seems normal, where love is at the core of everything, where the rightness of all the actions going on in your life and in the world makes sense because of the place you're coming from. It's always easier to see what's going on if you can, in your life, if you can move to a higher perspective. And that's really what we're talking about when we talk about a soul perspective. It's looking at the big picture and not taking things so personally, not even taking your own life so personally when you're connected to that immortal, loving part that's at the essence, the core of who you are. And that's where we're going with these activations.
One of the things that's very important about the time that we're in now is that there are a lot of shifts going on. We're seeing weather shifts, planetary shifts, there are energetic shifts, and people are feeling a lot. And so what we're doing is we're creating opportunities, tools, ways that we can elevate who we really are. We can expand the definition of what life is about and what our purpose, our mission is here on this planet. And the tools that we have, and with these activations, it is helping people as they're going through all these shifts, because sometimes it doesn't always feel good. Sometimes we get confused, or sometimes we get thrown off balance because there's a lot that we're dealing with. And so we really have a need for ways of connecting higher dimensionally and having it become practical, make sense in our lives. How does it integrate so that we can live our lives in a really good way and be here for the good of all. Move out of the old framework of power over and move into a co-creative operation for the way that we see life. The activations that we'll be experiencing are connecting to our purpose, connecting with the creative spirit. In order to be able to really access the soul message, we're going to open the avenues, and as Gregory was saying before, like make it a 4-lane highway so we can really be on our path in a way of higher purpose. And then we have another activation that helps support our physical bodies, because we're going through a lot with our physical bodies, and we're also aging too. We want ourselves to be as lively and healthy and recreate in the mode of the greatest level of health that we can obtain. And then we have another activation that is wonderful, and that's about prosperity. Here we are in, this wonderful world of all of this physical stuff, and sometimes spiritual people forget that it's really perfect to be in that mindset of achieving, receiving, allowing prosperity to be an important part of our life. There's so much that we can play with that way. Greg, do you want to talk about some of the other ones?
Sure. Well, we're going to have some on expanding your heart space. It's such an important aspect of our being that sometimes we forget that so much information, so much knowledge, so much connection comes through the middle of our being, the core of our being, our heart space. And by expanding that, we're expanding our strength, our connection in the world, and our ability to stay connected on higher levels at the same time. And we're also going to be working with intuition and increasing that higher connection of understanding that allows us, like Gail, you were saying how hard we seem to be working sometimes, but when you can be coming from that place of being in the right place at the right time, just doing the right thing, and you see that rightness isn't something the brain can figure out. It's when you're connected in the heart space, you automatically do the right thing, pick up on the right stuff, the right information comes into your life. It makes life a real joy and real pleasure to be, playing it out and living it when it's like fun, enjoyable, because you're always learning something new. And then we're also going to be focusing on taking your next steps with ease and grace. And some of these later activations are very long, deep, slow activations that take people very deeply into a higher connective experience. I was just reading this testimonial from a woman in New Zealand who said, "I listened to the activations and am blown away. They are truly profound. Nothing I have ever used before has come close to this experience. It's your own connection to Source, coming home to yourself."
Register now for this online healing retreat, Sacred Geometry Activations for Soul Connection with Gail and Gregory Hoag.